Hello and welcome back for episode 30. Thank you for those of you who have stuck around this long or are rediscovering. But the transfer window is open. We've made it this far. We made it to January. We didn't get fired. In fact, the team's doing quite well. Recap of last episode. Alright, I lied. Team's not doing quite well. We're on a 4-match losing streak with no wins in 5. But, we are in the top half of the table, technically, because there are 24 teams. Is that right? Yes, there are 24 teams, so we are in the top half of the table, and we're only 1 point out of playoff contention, which is really the goal. The goal is to get into playoff contention. And then who knows? From there, maybe you get promoted, maybe you don't. That's the risky run. That's the gamble you take, yada yada, so on and so forth. But first things first, before we even talk about transfers, talk about potential signings, sellings, all of that fun stuff, we got to get through today's match against Oldham Athletic. And I say get through. This is obviously the exciting part. This is what you all come for. This is what I come for. That's partially true. I also enjoy the signings. But what you gonna do? First things first. Everyone's tired. Nobody's happy. Nobody's really super happy. In fact, we may have to get really unorthodox. I noticed at the end of last episode, or I guess after the end of the episode, played around a little bit. Shelton doesn't hate being a center forward. In fact, it's only a one unit decrease from being a defensive midfielder. So I think we will go ahead and get radical, put him there. Oops, no. Put him there. Because Garbett is very tired. Jan is going to get another match because he's not very tired. He's full of energy. To be young. And we're also going to go ahead and put Burn in. Get some experience on the back line. Maybe stop the slide. Steal 3 points. That'd be fantastic. I think those are the most radical changes we're going to go with. I do think we'll go ahead and put Hendry on the bench along with Smith. Truly leave Garbett off. He just looks tired. Not sure he's going to offer anything going forward that Olamola can't. And Collins there if we actually happen to pull a lead. Which, who knows? Maybe we will. I hope everyone's day is going well as we stare into the dark abyss together. And if not, I hope this makes it a little bit better. Not the Void, the game itself. But maybe the Void. I don't know what you're about. I don't know what you're into. Kudos for you for whatever it is that makes you happy.
Hello everyone and welcome. What we can't complain about today is the weather. Absolutely perfect playing conditions. My name is Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me in the commentary box providing expert analysis is Stuart Robson. And it's out with the old and in with the new. A brand new year and looking forward to bringing you live action. Stuart, what are you expecting?
Well, I just hope the players haven't been partying too hard, as these games on New Year's Day can flatter to deceive. Hopefully
Oh man.
the case here, and we get a really good game.
It is New Year's. I didn't even think about that. Oh boy. Here's where you find out what the team is made of. When you're on the slide, when things aren't going your way.
Well, I like the look of their front three today.
I
It has
don't.
A combination of pace, skill, and intelligence.
I dislike
But
the
will
look of
they
their
get
front
enough of the
three.
ball, because their
Stewart.
midfield could be overrun here.
We could get overrun. He's not wrong. It has happened in previous games, but the hope is we stay solid, we hold the
And so
line,
the match is underway.
and we break through that back five. If we score more than they do, we will win. Unless they're own goals.
Whelan with it. Well, I'm hearing there's been a goal in one of the other games, and Alex Scott can fill us in.
It's a goal for Salford City. It was a nice pullback, a low-driven shot. They couldn't do anything about that one. It's now 1-0 with only 4 minutes played.
Alex with the
Oh,
info
no.
as ever.
Dangerous looking run. Don't love it. Stalled a little bit.
And disappointing
And
that
League
it's
2
gone out of play.
qualities bailing me out
Well,
quite
as you
nicely.
can see, when it comes to the hosts,
Oops.
they certainly know a thing or two about scoring goals.
Darn
in
right we
fact,
do.
Stuart, they have the most potent attack in the league.
That has
Well,
dried
in
up a
attack,
bit
they've been so fluid
over
at
the
home.
past
They just know exactly where the next pass should be
couple
going.
of weeks.
They've got such a great
So-
understanding of the game plan, and a lot of credit has to go to the coaching staff.
Yes, give us all the credit, please.
Dangerous looking attack. Must
Oh,
be. Oh,
no.
that was a chance to give them an
No.
early advantage.
Well, they should
Yes,
be off
but
to a
we
flyer
suck.
here, and that was a poor effort. He must hit
Mm.
the target.
Poor effort seems harsh, but it wasn't great. I won't lie. I'm not proud of it, but it happened. Please.
Now, I believe changing
Pretty
circumstances
please.
in one of the other games. Alex Scott will tell us more.
It's a goal for Sutton United. It's now 1-0 with 13 minutes played. The fans are enjoying what they're seeing here today, Derek.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Alex.
they are.
Counter-attacking, very much an option.
Yeah, it
He's
is.
in behind.
That's
In it
better.
goes. The goal for 1-0. and
Second
that
time of
changes the
asking.
dynamic.
What a beautiful dynamic that is.
Well, let's see this again. This is counter-attacking football at its very best. And then through on goal, he just goes for power and smashes it past the keeper. There's no stopping that. What a great finish.
1-0 then.
Okay. Let's not concede a goal. Perfect.
Taken away. He won
Jan
the
putting
ball.
in the work. Do it
Oh,
again.
good vision.
Do it again. Just do it again.
Can he take the chance? Well, that's
Oh.
really sound goalkeeping, not letting the opposition have any scraps.
I had hopes.
Corner kick awarded. And
I had
let's
high
see if
hopes
this will
there.
help them add to their lead.
I kind of want that one back. If I could go near post. But I didn't. And there's
Elects
no
to go
use
short.
crying about it. That's what bedtime's
Cross
for.
towards that far post.
Oh.
No nonsense clearance.
Oh. Oh, we kept the ball. That's step one. I missed the through ball. You all are yelling and you're
Really
not
good
wrong.
diving stop
Oh,
to
man.
make sure the threat came to nothing.
Goalkeeper's on his game. Don't love to see that. It's a good run, though. I say on his game, and he kind of just deflected off his shin, but hey, save's a save. As long as it
Trying
didn't
to
go in the
deliver
back net, he did his
accurately.
job.
Splendid defending. And he clears the danger.
Pooh. We're up 1-0, but I just don't trust our defense.
And
So
Klein on
I'm
the
looking for
ball.
that second goal, I won't lie.
Space and time for the cross. Now to the
Not
front
high enough.
post. Ah, goalkeeper's
Not
goal.
high
Not
enough.
the best of crosses, really, was it?
Burn, buddy.
Well, the visitors, as you can see, have enjoyed
Nice
so much of
tackle.
the possession, but they've shown a real lack of creativity today. They need to be far more inventive in the final third if they're to turn things round here.
I'm going to dance
Now,
in my
someone
box,
has
and there's
scored
nothing you
in
can
one
do
of
about
the
it.
other matches. Let's find out exactly who. Alex Scott will tell us.
It's another goal for Rochdale. They're ahead by 2 now with
Good for
47 minutes
Rochdale.
played.
Many thanks as ever, Alex.
That run was a little tight. Oh, no, get back here. I did go for his knees, I'm not going to lie. Good away. Don't go for a corner. Perfect.
And a throw-in forthcoming.
Jamie with a critical defense there. That's what we pay him the big bucks for. No, don't do that.
Opportunity to deliver
That's
the cross.
illegal. Keep him out of the box. Don't keep him out of the
Using his
box.
strength to shield the ball.
Okay, that'll...
So a deflection, and they can get
Yeah, I don't
ready
love
for their
that. I
corner
don't
kick
love it.
routine.
Right before halftime, giving up the corner. It's a little risky, shall we say. But what are you going to do? You're going to defend it and hopefully not let it go in. That's what you're going to do. Or are you going to try and fail? And look like an
Playing it
idiot.
in. Well, he failed to get it away properly.
Okay, can someone just hoof it out of the box?
Teammate available.
Yeah.
Oh, great defending.
Sweet.
So the whistle then.
1-0
We're
halftime.
at the halfway stage in this match.
Look at our captain. Might be aging out, but he's still up for the task. Alright. Alright, halftime team talk. Gather around, everyone. Gonna really propel you through the second half with this. First, we acknowledge the good play, the great goal. Let's talk about the missed chances. You know, we definitely generated more than we put through. Want to see more intensity, more clinical edge in the box. Let's put a couple more of those in. Let's really put this out of reach. Really demoralize them. Make them feel like they're not good enough. They're your enemy for the next 45 minutes. This is what we teach all the kids, young age. They're your enemy. Hate them. No, I'm kidding. But you are professionals. You're being paid to do a job. Let's go out there and do it. Was it all over the place? That felt kind of all over the place. Maybe they'll be confused enough that it'll rub off on the other team,
Teams are ready to have a go
and then
at
we'll
each
win.
other again as the second half commences.
That's what I was really going for there. I think I achieved it. Let's find out.
And there's been a change to the scoreline in one of the other games. Alex has details.
It's a goal for Colchester United. It's now 1-0 with 46 minutes played.
Alex with the info as ever.
Oh, stop that.
And Klein on the ball.
Oh, that was
Well,
ambitious
high
at
quality
best. Foolhardy at most. At worst? At worst. My bad. Use the wrong
It's a
word
weighted
there.
pass. Well, it looked like it might lead to something very positive indeed, but a useful interception.
Give it to Sam Oliver. Playing well in his second game. Hasn't
Much
had a ton of
defensive
action,
cover
but
there
it was
on the
good.
flank.
Good feet there.
Pulls it back. And it might be.
There it is.
They've gone and scored again.
There's number
They're
2
doing everything in their power to make sure they're
for
not
Shelton, I
pegged
believe.
back.
Look at that. Enjoying his attacking role.
Well, as the replay shows us, this is the way to beat tight marking. Just look how he turns with the ball. That's a fantastic
That was a
goal,
good
you
turn.
have to say.
Which I had a little part in. Not nearly as much as you would think, though. Alright. I do like their suggestion. I am certainly guilty of not making subs soon enough. So we'll go ahead and do 2 of them now. Let's get Hendry on the field. And also put Cullen in to really run around, apply that pressure up front,
Both
See if that
substitutes
can't
have
get us
been
over the
getting ready.
line.
Will come on at the same time.
Figuratively.
So 2-0 now.
2-0. Yeah. Get out. No. Bad
And
pass.
winning it back.
Bad pass by me. Nothing else but it.
And into the
Nothing
last
else
30
for
minutes
it.
now.
Please don't.
Whelan with it.
Good tackle. Risky as
Splendid tackle,
heck.
and a throw in coming up.
I think that was inside the box. So that was, again, risky, aggressive, but it paid off. So we'll go with it. It's definitely one where if you give it up, they say it wasn't necessary.
Whelan.
But as it happened, got us out of a tricky
Well,
situation.
someone has scored in one of the other games. Let's
And
find
it's
out
still
exactly
2-0.
who from Alex.
Will it stay that way? Yes, it
Brilliant
will.
save.
What a brilliant save from the young keeper.
Well, as you can see,
Stop
the
it.
hosts have had
Stop
much
it.
less of the ball.
Stop
but their
it. I
speed of
said
attack
stop
when they win the ball back has been breathtaking. It's been a really good
Well, that
performance
was a
from them
cheap
so
giveaway.
Well, Alex was in full flight. Alas, we had to cut her off just moments ago. Just to confirm for you, a goal for the visitors in that game. And it's level now at one
Oh,
goal
there's a high
apiece.
press. Yeah, we're just going to hoof it.
Just the clearance that was called for. And does well to keep it in play.
Oh, wrong guy.
Well, a successful intervention, winning the ball back.
Feel the need to blame the game on that one. I promise you that's not who I was aiming for.
And a tidy ball. Cuts it back. Opportunity for them to get back into the game.
What a
And the
tackle.
challenge, crisp and clean. Well, on the cusp of the final whistle, and the home side really prospering
didn't
today.
see him coming.
Stuart,
Not gonna lie.
interested to get your take.
Yeah, clearly
I'll take
better
the
side.
towel. Take the foul.
Being fantastic up front, but
I'll
it's
take
their
the towel.
work ethic
I
for
don't know
me.
what I'm saying.
They're just not happy unless
Words
they
are
have the ball,
hard.
and they're fighting to win it back whenever they do lose it. It's been a really great performance all round.
Has it been a great performance? It's been good. It's been good. I don't know if great's the right word.
Just 10 minutes to go.
I'll take the praise, but I don't know if it's deserved. Yeah, you are way offside, aren't you? Oh, you're not, though.
Opportunity. That's a great
Ooh.
stop.
Well, his reflexes are so good there. That's
Rude.
a fantastic stop.
All right, fresh legs. Who are we looking at? Shelton? I think it's time to take Shelton off. Really just mixing it up today. Give Smith a bite of that attacking apple. So great managerial career start, right? Playing people out of position all the time.
Now, how about the short corner?
Short corner, get back on top. There you go.
And a decent delivery.
Oh, that
Well, he
felt like it
wasn't
might have
messing
worked.
around with the clearance.
Whoa. Alright. Unorthodox, but I'm okay with it. Kill some time.
That is how to apply the pressure.
Yeah.
Applying
even
vigorous
better.
pressure. An attack full of promise. And that puts them in position.
Oh, that was
Oh,
awkward.
a vital piece of last-ditch defending.
That's what I'm meant to do. A little skip and a hop and whatever you call it. Don't stop till you don't drop. Whatever the words are. I got that
Possession,
right.
Sam
That was
Hart.
right. It was not right.
So
definitely
2 minutes of stoppage time to be added on.
Oh boy. Come on, keep the clean
Whelan.
sheet. Keep the clean sheet. Don't give it up now. Don't give it up. Run, Nicky.
Moving forward
Oh,
effectively.
he got me. That was good move. Good recovery,
The
though.
referee has given a corner.
Really running his lungs off. Please don't.
Laid over.
I said please don't.
Not finished yet. Not quite
Oh.
yet. Still excitement left in the game.
Disappointing. Wanted the clean sheet. Sorry, I skipped the goal.
And there it is,
I skipped the goal because it was insignificant. I say that and we will absolutely lose on goal differential.
Their ability to turn with the ball and their
And
combination
you
play was
can
brilliant
call me
at
out for
times.
that.
That's why they're scoring so many goals.
Grab this clip and
long
send
may
it to me.
continue.
But until then, I maintain. Meaningless goal other than to deny Sam Oliver his first professional clean sheet. That's okay. Luke got his goal. Shelton got the winner by the end of it. Great tactical decision by me that was certainly not forcing my hand because of everyone's fatigue level.
He's in behind.
And I'll take that to my grave. Now it's time for questions.
Just a couple of questions for you.
No. I was satisfied for the win. Satisfied for the win? I was satisfied with the win. Honestly, I didn't even know that resigned Oldham Athletic to relegation, considering it's January. That seems a bit strong. But, that being said, I'm more focused on our play than theirs. It's a professional league. Either you're good enough or you're not. Today we were better than them. And I respect my players' professionalism. Yeah. I don't think they're relegated yet. That seems harsh. But we have beaten them twice, I think. That sounds right, actually. Is that right? I don't even know if that's right. No, it is right. Yeah, we have the edge on them, obviously. We, beat them twice, which means we'll beat them every single time we play them. Don't quote me on that. But I will say it's all about our players. I don't, again, parrot my answer from the last question. It's all about us. I'm focused on our play, and as long as we play well, I'm happy. No, I don't like that answer. That didn't give enough credit to me. To me. Not to them. You know what? There weren't a few late squares. They literally, figuratively scored on the last kick. And the game was already over. I think, really, it's their fault for trying so hard. They should have given up earlier. Because we're better than them, and they should know that. But, more realistically... let's be harsh. Yeah, I'm pissed at giving up that goal. I wanted a clean sheet, and they didn't concentrate hard enough. And by they, I mean me. Didn't concentrate hard enough.
That'll be all, thank you.
You're goddamn welcome. And look at that, it's the FA Cup. But first things first, let's take a look at the squad. Let's talk about potential transfer strategies. Clearly, we don't have a ton of money, neither to bring players in. We don't have a ton of players to sell to make more money to bring players in. So I don't see a super active transfer window unless sort of that that Godfather offer, that offer you can't refuse comes in for one of our players. All of that aside, I've started to become quite fond of the players that we have here. I think it's going to take more than just a market value offer to pry them away from my sentimental hands. But that being said, at its core, this is a business. We certainly have an asset that is worth more than anything else. That being said, I can't imagine selling our star goalkeepers right after signing him to a youth contract. And nor can I really see selling one of our promising young center backs. Right back, this seems a season too early to really entertain any offers for Sterry. I know we do have Obviously, Klein, we've moved to the defensive midfield, but he could be moved back. And we do have Fritz in the youth academy, which I think is a more one-to-one replacement immediately that we could do, but he is obviously still 15, I believe. We'll double-check that while we're talking. So we couldn't bring him up immediately, so we would be hamstringing ourselves a bit if we sold Sterry immediately. Fritz, yep, is still 15, so we would have to wait for something like that. Hendry and Reagan Ogle could be replacements, but again, it would take an above-market offer, I think, for me to consider it, because I'd certainly want to bring in a replacement, even if it's not in the same position, at least in terms of just pure player numbers, to try and bring the squad up to a meaningful level. We're in the FA Cup. We're still in the league. We'd like to compete in both, is my thought for you guys and for me, selfishly. That being said, looking at the goalkeeper position, I think I'm comfortable. Big Rob, we'll see what happens with Sam. Certainly could slip up. Performances could slip. We could have to put Big Rob back in, but definitely looks like the talent's going to win out. Obviously, a bit unorthodox. I think this would be quite the sensational story if it were real. But I do think you can't ignore the talent. So Sam's going to, I think, keep that top spot, at least for the interim. And Big Rob is a serviceable backup. Obviously, he got us this far. He'd be perfectly comfortable if Sam's form or, dare say, an injury hits. We've got Big Rob. Behind that, boys, serviceable as the number 3. Not overly concerned. Not looking to bring someone in on a short-term contract. I think we could deal with that if it arises later. Left back certainly could use an upgrade. Could use a backup who has more of an attacking flair. Zane, I think, has been good in relief, but definitely can feel some of his shortcomings in the attacking sense. So a left back, or dare say a left wing back, would be ideal, but again, beggars can't be choosers, and we are a little bit of beggars when it comes to funds available, I would think. We're dealing with less than $500,000. It's not a ton of money in my experience for bringing in quality players, and that's certainly what we're looking to do. But that aside, continuing the rundown, center backs, I'm comfortable with where we're at. Would like another one now that Hull has been withdrawn. It's a bit of a catch-22 because obviously he was withdrawn because he wasn't playing enough, but at the same time, I would like the option to rotate one in if necessary. We are just in the FA Cup and the league, but I could see fixtures becoming slightly more congested. Would like the option. Zane is a serviceable center back as required, and actually so is Francis. So again, I think we have enough flexibility to make it work if we don't bring one in, but one wouldn't kill us. Right back, we kind of already talked about with Sterry. We've got 3 serviceable guys. I'm not overly concerned. Obviously, that's been the position we've pulled into left back occasionally this season. I could see us doing that again, potentially with Reagan on the left side to give that more attacking flair that we just talked about. So maybe that's the solution there. Center defensive, looking good. Obviously, it's, I say Featherstone, he hasn't played there at all, really. But Klein's coming up. I think he feels good in that position. Obviously young, like that. Shelton, though, has really held the position down. I think we're going to keep him there. Definitely even noticing he is taking that negative unit for whatever that +3 means. He obviously doesn't like the position as much, but I certainly think the mobility he provides in that position is quite nice. His standing tackle seems to be decent, which I definitely like in that role. Obviously not the ideal player. Talked about that a little bit. Ideally, you have a defensive midfielder who is more comfortable at center back for those times when we need to be more flexible. Moving into a back 3 or a back 5. but for the moment, certainly serviceable. Certainly someone I don't have any qualms about leaving there. But that does bring up the central midfield position, those two left and right midfield positions that we've been holding down with Featherstone and Holohan. Definitely starting to see, again, Featherstone has dropped a point. I think he's certainly on the decline, age 33. Kind of feel his legs aren't where they used to be. I think he's going to be a bit more of a bit player. That said, Klein coming in defensive midfield would shift Shelton up potentially. So that's one way to solve that. Another way is Crawford has obviously performed well. His form, I think, has gone up. Seems to be serviceable. Not necessarily ready for the starting 11 week in, week out, but I think between Featherstone, Klein, and Crawford, I think we're making that position work well enough. Holohan, good. I've got really nothing to say. I think he's good. I realize we're kind of going through like a mid-season review, so wasn't necessarily my intention, but that's certainly what we're doing here. Hopefully you're enjoying this. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Stylianos Frontis, player who hasn't played much. I think he's played 2 games, maybe just the one. But I think surprising, 17 years old. That's really nice to have. Gotten a little bit better since we signed him. Certainly not someone we're going to rely on, but it gives that kind of insurance in case we are struck by injuries on the second half of the season. So happy to keep him around. Don't necessarily want to look to get rid of him. Can't say it's particularly worth it from a value standpoint to get rid of. So I definitely think keeping around is the more prudent position there. Martin Smith, same way. Good little player, serviceable. Someone obviously with 6 months left on his contract. I think we're comfortable seeing how it plays out, whether he hits a big, improves. If he hits a run of form and improves quite a bit, could certainly see bringing him back for next season. But at the same time, if someone comes in with an offer for him, I think we're happy to use him as insurance for the rest of the season and then bid him farewell. Garbett, gone up another point, it looks like. Doing well. Fitting into that center forward position quite nicely. No real comments. Similar to Holland, just holding down his position quite well. Certainly could look to mix him into that midfield. Drop him back. Play a bit more of Molyneux, Varga, and Olamola. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Garbett, I think, has done well. One way or another, he's going to find himself in the starting 11 more often than not, barring, again, injury or fatigue like we saw in that last match. Molyneux, same idea. Definitely done really well. Put in, bagged a few goals. Helped us generate that offense they were talking about, which is quite nice. And I do like having that left-footed forward on the right side so he can cut in. Used that a couple times. Definitely want to look to use that a bit more. And again, the flexibility that he offers is quite nice. So we'll definitely be keeping him around again, unless that kind of Godfather offer comes in. I could see one coming in for him potentially, and I could see entertaining it, but it would need to be quite the offer, and I think we'd need to have someone kind of lined up to replace him. So certainly not looking to sell anyone as we get towards the end of the list. Cullen, I think my thoughts are similar to Smith above him. Depending on how the season goes, if he maintains form. Really for him, I think if he maintains form, doesn't drop, I think we're happy to sign him to another year. But also in the same vein, depending on the free agent signings that we make, or free transfer signings, that we make at this window and beyond, I think we could potentially be happy letting him walk and bidding him all the best. Odafella Olamola, love him. I really like how he's come on. Definitely improved over the season, working his way into the starting 11 in my eyes. Certainly one who seems like every time we play him, he seems to score. Definitely has some quickness. I like that. Like the way he feels controlling him. Yeah, definitely kind of has that swerve to him. Marcus Carver. Can't say we've used him. I joke, has no face, can't trust him. But more seriously, I just don't think we really need him. Transfer listed, happy to listen to an offer for him. I think we could bring in a free agent to replace him if we get any sort of money offer for him. And given that he's looking at 2.7 on the wage bill, could definitely save some headroom there. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe flip him. Cook, same way. If someone came in with an offer for him, I'd certainly be happy to listen to it and just bring in a body to replace him. And then I realized I skipped over possibly our most influential player because he sits in the left midfield, even though he's played entirely on the top three. He played in the center forward, which really it's something of a narrow winger, if we're honest. But that being said, quite the player for us. Put in, I think he is the team leader in goals. Go ahead and check that. He's the last player we're reviewing anyway. Team leader in goals, unless I'm wrong. Certainly one that we would like to keep around for next season. Now, obviously, we signed him to a 1-year deal back at the beginning of the season, so we're going to have to... Yep, there he is, Varga, sitting at 4th in the table. That's quite good for a free agent signing. So a player we'd like to keep for next season, but one we're going to have to wait till the end of the season to negotiate with. So if someone comes in with an offer, we're kind of going to have to listen to it. And even more than that, they may just come in and sign him to a free transfer for next season. So we're just going to have to live with that if it happens. At least we'll know ahead of time. We can try and plan for it as best we can. But either way, that's kind of what we're looking at. And all of that rambling is really bookended again by the fact that we just don't have the money to really make big moves. So I don't see us, again, being really proactive in January. Honestly, not that that's really want to be making large signings anyway. We're really healthy. We haven't dealt with injuries. I don't see a huge need to go out and get anyone. Take a quick look at objectives. Youth development is going to be next season. I think we've got that one. Already got 10 games with at least 1 goal scored, no matches. Very nice. Speaks to our form. Salary growth is sitting nice. 4% out of 10. I did do some research off camera. I know I had voiced concern earlier with the possibility that free transfer signing, so people we sign in January to join the team next year, my concern was that the game wouldn't be smart enough to know that those shouldn't count for this season. But luckily it does look like they have that coded correctly, so we can sign players for next season, and that won't count against the growth for this season. So we definitely should hit that objective, which is the high priority. Low priority, looks like we're well on our way to not finish bottom, but we would like to exceed that and finish at least where we are in 7th, so we have a chance to get promoted. Ideally, we'd finish in the top, I think, 3 and be automatically promoted, but can't always get what you want. I think that's a lofty goal, but certainly realistically, finish in those 4 through 7 places and make the playoffs for promotion. And then obviously no continental objectives because we're not there yet. The other domestic objective is round of 16 for the FA Cup. I think it's achievable, but for the most part, we are going to be at the mercy of who our opponent is in the draw. So to be determined on that front. But in any case, I'm happy. We've stopped that losing streak. We're back into the playoff places, and we got the FA Cup coming up next. I hope you'll join me for the next one. Thank you as always for joining me for this one, and I will see you next time.